Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Dip Yanko.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Zihir Basho. In tonight's Game Plan, we'll speak to the members of the National University men's volleyball team as they await the comeback of the UAAP Season 85.
And we'll take a look at what to catch in the most star-studded event in the NBA, the 2023 All-Star Weekend. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Well, it's a busy road ahead for National University as they get ready for the return of UAAP men's volleyball. Let's catch up with NU's Joshua Retamar, Nico Almendras, Micaelo Budin, and Kenry Marinis. Good evening, guys, and welcome to the game. First things first, no? Bago natin pag-usapan yung UAAP, of course, meron din tayong sinalihan na tournament last year wherein you were champions, guys. I want to ask you first, Owa, how did that help you guys? Siyempre, matagal din nawala yung Spikers turf. But when you came back, para bang hindi kayo nawala for a long time, you won the championship. How does that help you moving forward sa UAAP?
Sobrang laking tulong po nun sa team namin. And syempre galing pandemic, iba yung kondisyon namin. And so nag-start kami ng maganda. Yung mga tournament kaming sinalihan sa ibang bansa. And dumating nga yung Spikers Turf and yung collegiate. So ayun yung dadali namin sa UAAP namin.
Nabanggitan natin yung Spikers Turf and yung mga iba pang pre-season na tournaments na sinalihan nyo. Nico, of course, speaking of Spikers Turf, one of the best, if not the best, yung getting that MVP award. Sa tingin mo, paano nyo madadala yun, yung winning ways nyo into the UAAP?
Siguro yung experience namin, like na naglaro kami sa ibang bansa, sa Spikers Turf, kung mga pro league din yung nandun, yung mga like Signal. Siguro dadali namin yung experience na yun para sa paparating na UAAP.
Buds, first year mo maglalaro in the UAAP. But of course, we saw flashes of you in the Spikers Turf. And of course, sobrang excited lahat ng NU fans. We got the pleasure to cover him also, Z. At grabe nga yung pinakita niya. Ano yung pinaka-inaabangan mo come UAAP season, which will start next week?
Siguro yung laban namin siguro against Ateneo.
May name drop agad na bakit?
Siyempre, di ba, before, so rival talaga yung school na when it comes of men's volleyball, di ba? So, sa February 25, sila yung first game namin. So, parang sobrang excited ko na makalaban yung Ateneo kasi nung D-League din sila namin nakalaban. So, this coming February 25, abangan nila.
Oh, I love it.
Hindi sila pinagtagpuan, no? So, we're gonna mark that on our calendars.
Correct, exactly. Siguro, Kenry, natatawa-tawa na si Kenry. Siguro, share niyo naman sa amin kung paano nyo pinagkahanda yung UAAP. Kasi alam natin, I mean, I've been there, iba talaga yung pre-season tournament sa mismong main event na UAAP. Like, anong trainings or team bonding siguro yung ginagawa nyo as a team?
Yung paghahanda po namin is nagta-twice training po kami a day, morning and then sa hapon po nagbobola. And then every night po kinukuha po yung phone namin para mas maaga kaming matulog.
Can relate ba, Z? Ganun din ba sa inyo?
Wala pa nung time.
Wala pa, hindi pa uso social media.
Correct.
Tama, okay. Balikan natin si Owa, of course, no? You're gonna be the captain for this year sa UAAP. And of course, alam naman natin yung nangyari nung season 82, na shorten yung season, but you guys are off to a good start. This time, as a leader, paano mo ginagabayan yung mga younger players like sila Boots, sila Candy, who is of course a transferee? Ano yung mga paano mo sila tinuturuan and coming into the UAAP, what do you tell them?
So before po kasi may mga seniors pa kami. So ngayon, kami na yung senior ni Nico. So nung una mahirap kasi bago and bata sa team, i-adapt yung sistema namin kung paano kami maglaro. So ang maganda ngayon is alam na nila. So, ang gagawin ko na lang is, paalala ko na lang sa kanila. So, ganito yung sistema natin sa laro. Pag nagawa na nila and na gets na ulit nila, yung laro namin, maganda talaga yung nakalabasan.
Actually. Siguro, Nico, UAAP na, paano mo siguro, madaming tournaments, again, na nasalihan and puro panalo, if not at least malayo yung nararating ng team. Sa tingin nyo, kahit despite all those nice things, ano yung challenges ng team nyo so far this year?
Challenge sa amin is yung mga bata. Puro bata kasi yung mga bata yung teammates namin. ilan lang kami sa loob ng court, dalawa lata. Siguro, i-guide namin yung team namin. Umpisa namin dalawa ni Owa. I-guide din namin yung mga bata para sa darating na mga games.
Right. Kenry, correct me if I'm wrong, no? Galing, nag-transfer ka nga from a different school. First time mo rin mag-UAAP this season? Or nag-82 ka ba?
Hindi po.
First time talaga. So, complete new slate for you in the UAAP. What do you think will be the difference compared to the past league that you played, of course, in your previous school? Dito ngayon sa NU ka, ano yung parang aabangan namin from you?
Yung different po ng UAP tsaka NCAA po, mas live yung UAP kaysa sa NCAA po. And then, mas madaming crowd. And then,
So do you think that adds to the pressure para sa'yo personally dahil siguro mas may spotlight, mas grabe nga yung pressure for you personally or para sa'yo lalaroin mo lang yung laro mo?
siguro hindi naman po kasi sanay naman kaming naglaro ng may madaming tao dito. Watch na lang po.
Gusto ko yung attitude nila.
Let me just talk to them. Okay. So, siguro, Buds, nabanggit ng mga seniors mo na yung challenge is medyo bata yung team. So, paano mo ma-overcome yung challenge na yan? Like, so far ba pasaway itong mga... Pero like, paano mo magagampanan yung role mo as a rookie youngster in the team?
So, ako bilang rookie naman, so kung ano na instruction ng coaches ko sa labas, ginagawa ko. And kung dyan naman sila na nag-guide sa amin, every time na nagkakamali kami, so sabihan nila kami na ganito, ganyan, ganyan. So, doon pa lang, motivated na kayo maglaro. And syempre, may mga duties and responsibilities kami sa loob ng court, bawat isa, yun ang gagawin namin para iwas rin sa kanila, iisipin po.
Right. Nico, you mentioned, napag-usapan natin na marami nga kayong napuntahang training. Of course, you played for different tournaments and of course, nag-pool din kayo sa national team. Ikaw personally, ano yung mga natutunan mo in the past experience mo doon and of course, dadalhin mo ngayon sa NU?
Siguro para sa akin yung discipline sa court. Dadali namin yun. Yun yung una kong natutunan sa national team na pag may disiplina, madadala mo yun pagdating sa loob ng game.
Right.
Siguro, last question. In all your experience, paglalaro sa NU at sa iba't ibang team pa na nasalihan mo, siguro, ano yung isang bagay na napansin mong kakaiba sa NU team this year na sa tingin mong magdadala sa inyo sa finals?
Ano meron sa team namin? Siguro yung team namin is matured na
Okay.
sa laro. And dahil nga sa dami namin na nalaruan sa ibang bansa na nakasama din namin si Kebray.
Okay.
So, and si Kim Malabunga, marami rin tinuro sa amin. And pagdating ng UAAP, sana and mapakita namin para at least yung ibang teams din, pag kinakalaban kami, natuto din sila.
Right, okay. Before we end, of course, we want you guys to invite the fans. Siguro si Nico na lang to the NU community and of course to the UAAP volleyball fans. What is your message to them?
Iniimbitahan ko kayo sa paparating na UAAP ngayon and sana supportahan nyo kami ngayong season 85.
Right.
Yes. All right. Thank you, boys. We got Nico, we got Owa, Kenry, and Buds. Salamat. And we'll watch out.
Feb 25, ba?
25.
NU
First
versus
game.
Ateneo. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you po.
All right. After the break, we'll find out what fans simply cannot miss in the upcoming 2023 NBA All-Star Weekend. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back to the game. This weekend will be a treat for NBA fans worldwide as the 2023 All-Star starts tomorrow, February 18. The opening event will be the All-Star Celebrity Game, followed by the Battle of the Rising Stars. On Sunday, we'll have the All-Star Saturday night, which includes the three-point contest and the Slam Dunk Challenge. And finally, on Monday morning, the NBA will have its main event, the All-Star match between Team LeBron and Team Giannis. And tonight, joining us to talk about moments we cannot simply miss is NBA Philippines All-Star analyst, Coach Willie Wilson. Coach, good evening and welcome to the game.
Evening,
Thank you
Coach.
for having me.
All right, let's get to it.
Right,
You
let's go.
Send us some points that you want to talk about the All-Star weekend. And one thing that you definitely want to see is the live All-Star team draft.
Okay, so this is going to be the first time that they've ever done this.
Okay.
Previously, I think it was the 5 previous All-Star games, they've had the team captain format, but they would draft days before the All-Star game, and
Right.
it would be, done via, they would broadcast it. This time, 1 hour before the actual game tips off, they will be picking teams. So, how the NBA is going to do this with regards to jerseys and all of that stuff. That's going to be so exciting to see. But the main thing is the emotional part of it. I mean, growing up playing basketball, you're in the schoolyard, the basketball court, and you shoot for captains. All right, you shoot free throws for captains. The first 2 to make it, they're the team captains. And then all the other kids that didn't make their free throws, they sit on the side hoping to be picked and hoping that they will not get picked last.
Gotcha.
Right now, we're going to see the facial expressions and the reactions of whoever is going to be that last pick. And I'm pretty sure that this is going to be priceless.
Well, grown men, superstars, for that matter, will be hoping that they get picked first in the draft. But speaking of the draft, of course, LeBron will be the captain for one of the teams, and you're looking forward to something, a feat that he will try to achieve this All-Star.
Well, like I said, five years of this format of picking teams. He's been a captain every single year, and he'll be a captain again this year. And let's see if he can keep that unbeaten streak. He's 5-0 so far as a team captain, and this just goes back to how good he is at being the general manager of whatever, let's just put it out there. Whenever he joins a new team, ever since he left Miami, went to Cleveland, he's handpicked the guys that he's wanted on his team.
Right.
And, he's always been about give me veterans and give me shooters. So we know that he has this really, really good track record of picking players and knowing the type of players that he will flourish with and players that he can win with. And it shows in this 5-0 record, and let's see if he can continue that trend.
Do you think you can tell us who's going to be in his team if he can pick, maybe give us 2 players.
2 players? All right.
That he
all
would
right.
definitely pick or be in his team.
So if I'm LeBron, my number 1 pick most likely would be Luka.
Okay.
That would be my number 1 pick. I don't think you can go wrong with Luka Doncic. He's one of the front runners for the MVP. Obviously, the next, Giannis would probably pick Jokic. So after that, I'm going for somebody that can shoot threes. So I'm gonna be a little bit biased and help out my man's Diego.
Yeah.
And I'll go with Dame.
Right, but Luka is music to my ears,
Yeah,
Coach Willie.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
that.
I know it,
You take a look at the lineup right now of what LeBron and Giannis can choose from in the lineup. But of course, also Giannis, not to mention, he had like a minor injury a while ago. So we're looking forward if he'll be able to play this Monday. But speaking of, there's a lot of first-time All-Star starters this year, Z. Coach Willie, you're looking forward to seeing one in particular, and of course, a homegrown or a hometown hero.
Yeah.
We would say in Lauri Markkanen.
Well, just look at the whole storyline that we're seeing here with Lauri Markkanen and the Utah Jazz. This is a team that was picked to be in last place at this juncture of the season. And then where do we see them? We see them in the hunt for, for that last spot, the play-in spot. And then the fact that Lauri Markkanen, a player that was just pretty much just thrown on that team, he's flourishing on that team. He's having a career high numbers all across the board. That three-point shooting percentage, extremely high, almost at 42%. Averaging career highs in points at 24%. And prior to this season, he went on the record stating, you know what, these are my goals. I want to do this, 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 and this. And one of those goals on that list was, I want to make the All-Star team for the very, very first time. He was not one of those guys that you would, that would pop into your head now, okay, I can see him making an All-Star game and making that leap. But not only did he make the All-Star game, the guy is starting in the All-Star game. And I think that is, in and of itself, an amazing feat.
Great.
All right, I guess let's take it a little bit personal, Coach. It's an All-Star weekend, a lot of events, even around the main event. So what's one thing that gets you really excited for the weekend?
Well, for the weekend, traditionally, historically, I'd always go with the slam dunk contest.
Right.
I'd always go with the slam dunk contest. I know the slam dunk contest has lost some of its luster, but it's still thinking back to my childhood, and I still look at the dunk contest as something that I will look forward to. But now they have all of these new events, the rookie sophomore, and that's turned into a tournament, and then the celebrity all-star game. So if I put it all together, I think it's the whole thing, that lineup of events that's gonna come on, and it's all must-watch TV.
Speaking of the events, we'll talk more later about your picks for the winners of those events, Coach Willie. So you'll stay with us here in the game. Don't worry, we have more, because after the break, we'll check out the biggest storylines of the main event, the battle between Team LeBron and Team Giannis. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back to The Game. Now that we've talked about moments we cannot miss on NBA All-Star Weekend, let's move over to some predictions for these big events. Now, still with us to break it down is NBA Philippines All-Star analyst, Coach Willie Wilson. Coach Willie, welcome back. Of course, you mentioned a while ago that you're looking forward to the slam dunk contest. But historically, the past couple of years, we may have been getting subpar performances, dunk contests, we may say. So what do you think should be different, or what are you looking forward to this year for the slam dunk contest?
I like that you use the word subpar and you didn't just say straight out trash. Because that's what a lot of people are saying. But you know what? In defense of these guys participating, I give them so much credit, because to put yourself out there and in the face of the possibility that I could be publicly humiliated, and I think back to the Birdman, Chris Anderson, when he had like 50 takes on one dunk. But historically, the dunk contest was something that I would really anticipate, all the way back to the days of Michael Jordan joining and Dominique Wilkins. Fast forward to Vince Carter, and then the Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine showdown that we were talking about off air. You don't really get the best slam dunk contests every single year. And I think one is because, how many, dunks are there that we haven't seen that are humanly possible to do? Number two, we're not seeing the stars come out and join the dunk contest. LeBron has been asked, for forever. John Morant, we've been asking him forever.
Yeah.
Right now, we have some very, very talented guys. And one really talented guy right now is Jericho Sims. I said it. I'm saying it here now. I saw him play back in college for the University of Texas. Okay. This guy is 6'10", and I know that those tall dunkers don't really get the benefit of the doubt from the guys that vote. I don't know why, but this guy routinely hits his head on the rim. He's recorded the third highest vertical leap in combine history at almost 45 inches. So I'm really expecting him to do some amazing things out there.
All right, well, let's move over to maybe the three-point contest this time. Is it as underwhelming as the slam dunk contest?
No, see, the thing,
how is it?
The thing with the three-point contest is that you do get the stars to come out for that.
Yeah.
Steph has been in there, Clay has been in there multiple times, and then you get guys that aren't really known for three-point shooting. Case in point, who won it last season? It was Karl Anthony Towns, and that was really cool. So, and they find new ways to spice it up. It's called the Starry three-point contest now. You have the two, Starry basketballs further back near the logo areas. My favorite to win the three-point contest, again, I'm going with the trend.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going hometown guy, Lauri Markkanen. Why? Again, to go around all those racks, it's tiring. Lauri Markkanen is 7 feet tall. Okay, it's going to take less effort. So when you get to the later racks, you're not straining, you're not as tired, and we know he's a marksman.
Yeah.
The dude's shooting almost 42% from three, and just with that crowd behind him cheering him on, I just see him taking it home.
You mentioned it, Coach Willie, the three-point contest. More likely than not, they have superstars in there. You're picking him over Dame, Tatum,
over all the superstars
Tyler Hero,
there.
and everyone else, Halliburton.
Yes.
But okay,
Yes.
we'll watch the three-point contest and see if Lauri will do his thing there beyond the arc. Okay, let's move on, of course, to the All-Star game. This one, I find it a bit of a hot take because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the young, one of the more younger players.
First-time All-Star.
First-time All-Star, playing against the veterans. You're choosing him as the MVP.
Okay, so hear me out here. Remember what I said, that there's going to be a draft. We do not know what team he's going to get drafted to. So I'm just looking at the skill set, what he's done up until this point, and I see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as somebody that can get a bucket anytime you need a bucket. He's a primetime scorer. He's a clutch scorer. And in the All-Star game, as we saw, who won the Kobe Bryant MVP award last season, last All-Star game? It was Steph Curry with the 50-piece. And I see Shai capable of doing that. The All-Star game is an opportunity for all these players to display their skills, and I think he sat out last year. This is going to be a coming out party for him to put everybody on notice. Look, I'm on primetime TV. Watch me play.
Right. We're looking forward to watching the events and maybe check that list of Coach Willie.
Down notes ha, Coach Willie.
Yeah, we'll be keeping in touch with him over the weekend, see if his picks were correct. But thank you so much, Coach Willie, for sharing your thoughts about the NBA All-Star Weekend with us.
Thank you.
All right, let's move over from the NBA All-Stars to the local scene. Japeth Aguilar and Scottie Thompson topped the fan voting in the upcoming PBA All-Stars. Aguilar and Thompson got over 1.2 million votes each. Wow! Giving them the title of captains in the event. The Ginebra teammates will draft their players on February 20 prior to the main event happening on March 12 at Pasig City in Iloilo. And that's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Zihir Basho.
And I'm Dip Dipianco, and this has been The Game.